Yes. Hello. Welcome, everyone. This is David, your host of the Success Through Strategy podcast. Thank you for listening and thank you for being a part of Success Through Strategyville. We want to welcome you today, and all are always welcome. We also would like to say our disclaimers first so that we don't ruffle anyone's feathers. If you go by a pronoun, we have no issues with you. So, this podcast is said from a man's point of view. So, if you're a pronoun, please interject your pronoun and keep stepping. We have no issues, like I said, and we keep rolling on. So that way we can impart the information to you that may or may not help you. But we also am good because we welcome all peoples. We don't care about any of these other isms, ideologies. We're only about being success and giving strategies for those successes so that you can move forward. If they help you, fine. If they don't, fine. Pass it on to someone else. We're also going to tell you that we love positivity. We try to stay in our creative brain as much as possible. The creative brain allows you to keep creating as much as you can and to be into your higher brain functions, which can produce for the world a positive outcome if you allow it to do that. Right now, we're going to pause a little bit for our bills to get paid.
Looking for your dream job? You found the right place. Use our specialized job search artificial intelligence and start applying today. Your new future might be around the corner. Find the job that fits your life in texasgreat.work.
Yes. texasgreat.work. Very great site. Very great site. Reason why it's Texas great because it's mainly for jobs in Texas. And you'll see a few from other places, but these are jobs that are online and they're in Texas, based out of Texas, so to speak. Great website, very great website. One of the situations that we always like to do, we like to play our moving forward music, which is Up From the Ashes. Hello, and I'm back. This is David from the Success Through Strategy podcast. And forgive me if I have a lisp today. Oh, wow. It's been great this Monday morning. The reason why it's been great is that it's the start of a new week. And if you pre-planned on a Sunday, then you're already ahead of the week. But if you didn't pre-plan on a Sunday, then you just have to not so much catch up, but you have to go as you go, or roll on the go, as we like to say. And rolling on the go is always good because sometimes it can make you be a person to be real time on demand, which is my other nickname, R. Todd. So let's go on with the show today. And this is the work online. And this is the discipline to work online, part two. All right. So we work online because we're winners. Winners always determine their situation. If you're at work at home, you're fine. If you're at work at your job spot, you're still fine. It's just right now, working from home seems to mitigate a lot of risk that you might take as going to the job force. Now, nothing wrong with going into the job force and driving or riding either public or private transit, as we've said in previous broadcasts. There's nothing wrong with that, going to your work. But working online takes a certain type of discipline. That's why this is the number two of that conversation. The winners in this work online situation are the people that can maintain their discipline the greatest. And what is said by that is that you can only be as great as your thought processes. So if you take the mentality that I'm still at work, I'm just at home, then you'll win. But if you take the attitude that I'm at work, I can slack off, then you're going to lose. It's that simple. The discipline is just mainly to keep you focused and to keep you moving forward. Now, if you're an entrepreneur, you got to add that on top, because now you got to fight yourself. And the reason why I say you got to fight yourself is because sometimes you know that it's all on you. So you have to learn to delegate, and you also have to learn to get your mind in the right positive situation that's conducive to you. So one of the things that is good is always creating a list or creating a protocol, or however you want to call it. In order to call it right, you got to have some kind of strategy. And your strategy should always be, first, positive thoughts. Second, I'm going to do only the things that's going to make me money. And that goes for everything you do as far as working. So like I said, on an entrepreneur situation, then since it's all on you, you got to keep moving forward no matter what. You got to make payroll if you got workers, or if you have independent workers, you have to be able to pay them on a daily. One of the things that we always like to say is, I'm real time on demand. And when you become real time on demand, that means that nothing phases you. And then all the negatives can roll off your back like a duck in the water. That's how you do it. And ducks are in water. They go through rain. They go through storms. And it always rolls off their back. So that's how you got to be with the negativity. And the negativity is only negative if you cannot turn it into a positive. Or maybe it's a work in progress. We don't know. But it is what it is, and it floats your boat accordingly. What we decide is to be positive every day as much as possible, as much as can be. And that's a hard ticket. When you're working online, you have to deal with so much. Whereas when you're working in office, you have more human interaction. Depends on what kind of office you have. You have an open concept, or if you have a cubicle concept inside of an open concept. Those are what you have to navigate for that type of atmosphere. I've been in both. I've been in all. And I've done it. What I like best about working from home is that I seem to get more accomplished at this point in my life. And not to say I didn't accomplish a lot when I was working in the office for others. I did accomplish a lot, a whole lot. But my paycheck did not reflect that. So when I went out on my own, I started getting paid for my knowledge and not my time. This was the big difference that made a big change in my life, and it changed my thinking, and that's why I started becoming more and more positive as I grew as a person. Working from home has allowed me to have all of my ideas come true. In order for that to happen, income and expenses have to balance out. So getting to this point is not easy. But it's also not hard. You just have to be consistent. So in this podcast, I necessarily haven't always been consistent, but I'm getting there. So we'll just talk about that. And those that are following my podcast, I thank you for sticking with me. So what happens is I have about 50 to 60 shows in my mind that I've written down and started to explore. But as I move forward, those thoughts change. So as those thoughts change, I move forward in the same direction, just in a more refined space. So instead of taking 20 steps to the left or 20 steps to the right, now I'm taking one step, two step, three step, four step in alignment, going straight. So that's the difference. And that's what's making a difference for me. Many people right now that work online feel like they don't have friends. When you work online, you create friends and you're going to make friends. And especially if you're in a work environment and you're working for somebody else, so you have your coworkers. And then on the entrepreneurial side, you have people that may work with you. And you have others that you may contract out to come in and work with you once again. These are some of the functionalities and some of the differences as far as the technology goes, as far as the protocol goes, as far as just working in general on all fronts. The best part of being who you are is that what you project and how you project it can come back and be your greatest asset. But it also can be something else that's not conducive to you also. So these are some of the topics that we have to discuss in our podcast, and these are what we discuss. So right now, previous podcasts, we stated, oh, yeah, you create your own stress, which is true. Whether you work at home or you work alone, you're an entrepreneur. But the stress that you create can be averted with a little planning, a little practice. And what are you trying to project? Remember, you are your own brand, which is the cliche now, it seems to be. But what we also have to understand is our brand sometimes changes and we have to rebrand or retool ourselves. So, and this is a constant situation. And you see this a lot with entertainers. They'll be one way when they start out and then they keep growing as a person and then they spread their wings and they keep flying if it's conducive to them. And this is the part that we always get. Right now, we're going to take a little break and we're going to go ahead and talk about some more of this in a minute. So stay tuned. Give us a few minutes.
Looking for your dream job? You found the right place. Use our specialized job search artificial intelligence and start applying today. Your new future might be around the corner. Find the job that fits your life in texasgreat.work.
Here at David at Life Coach Hub.com we pride ourselves on creating a 360-degree coaching program that covers motivation, discipline, and support through custom tools to help you improve your quality of life. The key to having success with your goals is to understand that life is a journey with many lessons to learn. We strive to help you become the person that understands themselves and to make the adjustments for a fulfilling lifestyle.
Yes, and we're back. This is David from Success Through Strategy podcast. Yes, positivity, positively great. Okay, so remember, we're always going live on our podcast, or at this point in time, we do not edit. So if I make a mistake, don't worry about it. I'll come around and fix it. So just please give me a prepaid forgiveness card, because I wanted always to keep this podcast to be organic so that you can know that I was telling you from my heart. And this is where it's a big thing for me right now. So let's get on with our work online winners and the discipline of work online too. And that's why we say we're working online, you're a winner because you decided to make a change, or maybe your job decided you could work from home, which is great. There's nothing wrong with it. So if you decided to make a change, get yourself a hand. Rightio, right on. So that's a big thing. So today, on this Monday, we realize that Mondays are always hectic for a lot of people because it's the start of the week, and it's the week that can make you be big or worse as far as the first of the month. So one of the things we like to discuss is that working online, this is all part of it. So maybe you had a wild weekend, and maybe you're coming back and you're getting yourself together as the day goes on, which is fine. Like we said earlier, maybe you pre-planned, which is great. So my whole thing is just to be great as you can be every day of the week as much as possible in order to get your situations more in alignment with what needs to be done for you. And this is what's conducive also. And this is the thing that makes all the world go around. This pandemic has changed a lot in the world, but it was coming anyway. And one of the things about this change is that we're all now having to live with something hanging over us. So the way I look at it is simply this. Since it's hanging over us, then I want to climb above it, which is what I do. So there's a lot of self-reflection and a lot of good nutrition and understanding my body and understand my bodily functions and understanding how I operate as a person and what is my mentality and my intellect so that I can keep moving forward. Because when you turn on the TV every day, it's doom and gloom about something. And right now it's doom and gloom about this situation out here, this pandemic. So what I realize is, okay, with proper planning, proper nutrition, proper mentality and intellect, I can go ahead and move through this and become something of an eagle above it. So, and that's my goal every day. So maybe that helps you, but it makes sense to me because I stopped looking at the images that are being implanted in everyone's mind. So, and we all have people that we know that have had the certain situations in this pandemic that weren't conducive to them and their bodies. And it was just a learning process for me. Pray and keep moving forward and just keep going, because right now nobody knows what's going to happen. So this is important. No matter how much you plan, you don't know what's going to happen, but at least you have a plan in place that's conducive to you and yours. And that's the whole purpose of the discipline and work online, because you're helped to mitigating your risk by being in your home, in your place where you can control just about everything, even if you live in an apartment or a condo or a house, because now you can control who comes in your space. You can also take care of the people if they're living in your space, and you can have a direct protocol, and that's the part of it. That's how you become an eagle. And when you become an eagle, then you just keep rolling forward. I became a RTOD, or Mr. RTOD, real time on demand. So that's what happened. So anyway, enough about me. And we just want to make sure that everybody's moving forward by listening to our podcast. One of the things that we do have that we just created, we have a website, and it'll be in the chat. And we created it so that everybody that's listening can now go there, and you can listen and talk to me there and be a little bit closer to me in case in case your platform isn't there. So we wanted to control the narrative a little bit, especially here in 2022. It is called successstrategy.live. SuccessStrategy.live. So successstrategy.live. There, if you would like to become a sponsor, you can contact us. If you would like to donate, you can. You can also see all the episodes. And if you have certain devices, because I didn't do all the pictures for the episodes to fit all devices. So if you have, if you go to successstrategy.live, you can see all the pictures for each episode. There's some good pictures in there, but they're all made by me, copyrighted by me. So don't get any ideas. All right. So successstrategy.live, and you'll see it. And you can also put my name in, David Norford, Norford, and these things should all come up. Right now, my podcast is in, I think, Deezer, Apple Podcasts. There's a bunch of them, but it'll show you on the site. So we wish more contact with the people that listen, no matter what language, race, creed, religion. We don't care that you are, so that we can know that we're reaching you and we're having a positive impact on you. And if you would like to join us, you can join on successstrategy.live. Currently, we're going to be doing some more social media, and then we're also going to be doing some more things, and I'll let you know as they go. And they should show up as successstrategy.live on that platform. They should show up. So we wish you guys all the best and blessings to everyone. And we want you to be as best as you can be and as strong as you can be all day, every day, all day long. So blessings to everyone. And we're going to leave with our special commercial, and then Up from the Ashes.
Looking for your dream job? You found the right place. Use our specialized job search artificial intelligence and start applying today. Your new future might be around the corner. Find the job that fits your life in texasgreat.work.
All right. Thank you again, and have a great day. This is David from Success Through Strategy Live, signing out.